Good morning. Give a second here. Well, it's more of the same so far. Um, Yesterday morning, I was like, kind of said in a joking way, imagine it coming back from that gap down with a half a belief that it was possible in this crazy market, and it did. Overall, it just continues to run in place. Um, and so S&P's here, you know, the title slide. This is what uncertainty looks like. And this is absolutely what uncertainty looks like. Um, Now, the drawing thing out here. All right. Is it improving? Maybe. So it all started here with this wide bar down and the wide whips up and down. Over the last couple of weeks, I've talked about tightening. This is tightening, but it's not tightening in a manner that we want that sets up a high probability trade. Right? High probability tightening trades have small tails. They have overlapping bars, but they're not wide range. These are wide range overlapping bars, gap down reversals. You can see that, this is getting smaller in range, like the candle bodies. So we continue to pay attention to what's happening and kind of like minute details because it's not clear yet. I mean, at any day, I mean, this could gap up and have another big red bar or gap up and go or gap down and go. So we continue to monitor this on a bar by bar basis. And at this moment, it just continues to be nobody knows what the hell to do, you know, but it's becoming a little more certain. I don't know if any of you heard the fella talking on CNBC. I think he used to be almost positive he used to be a Fed guy, you know. And I was watching the market. Maybe they don't pay attention to him so much. I'm not sure, but he did comment on the possibility of the Fed needing to tighten. And I thought, well, I mean, if Powell had said that, the market would have cratered, you know. But he said it, and he said well, it may never happen, but it seemed that's kind of where things might be moving toward with this economic data that's come out the last couple of days. But look, the whole world is second guessing between, tariffs, what might come next, all the things that we've been known to be hearing about. So the 65-minute chart, you know, went up, down, and so we'll see where today goes. Um, and so as we do, we look for other markets and some clues. So the cues actually look a little bit better. You know, it's like picking the best of the junk. Um, and so bar by bar analysis is always a powerful, helpful tool. And what we see is a nasty move down. The gap down went down, bottoming tail bar, green bar, nasty red down, gap down reversal, bottoming tail bar. So there's a constant buy the dip, it'll be okay mentality. Yet they can't move it above the pivot highs. The candle bodies are tightening up. We'll see where today goes. Um, there's no, well, there's a couple of auctions at the end of the day to be aware of. In the middle of the day, from 11:30 to 12 and 1. There's a 4-week auction, an 8-week auction, a 15-year auction or mortgage rate. There's 4 and 8 week auctions and a 15-year mortgage rate, 30-year August rate, and a 30-year bond auction at 1 o'clock, which should be interesting. So keep especially that 1 o'clock area in mind, lunch. As to what bonds may do, which we'll take a look at here. Let's see what the 10-year is doing. You see it's up a little bit. That's the 30-year. So that was the big down day yesterday, and it's holding on the pivot. The 10-year, similarly. So maybe an inside day. See where this goes. But look, the bond market doesn't know what the hell's going on either. The head and shoulders bottom, the breakout, the failure to go higher, nasty down day yesterday, and more of I guess just, let's just catch our breath here now that the two big economic inflation numbers are out and digest, what's been going on. The 2-year, that came down. That's all the way down to the support area. I got an alert down here to see if that continues to drop or whatever might happen. Just curious here. Euro doing nothing. So currencies are in a fog as well with everyone else. The pound flip-flopping. The Canadian dollar, that was on the tariff news and it came back. Actually, a downside shakeout. So someone encouraging there. Maybe it can move up. We shall see. Gold continues to be strong, but consolidating after the wide range bar. It's going nowhere for the moment. Crude oil moving down. So this is, hey, look, the whole thing is interesting. It's just frustrating that it's so erratic, but there's nothing we can do about it but, whine a little bit and wait for things to, set up the way we want. Eventually they will, because the patterns will display to us that the uncertainty is coming to an end at some point. So, oil held here. As I look at this, more of the unknown, but as I look at it, I'm like, okay, will this be a W bottom, meaning a green bar up forming over here? Or will it start to fall back, down toward these lows? The whole, Trump turn on the spigots and that coming to fruition. But with this going down without interest rates continuing to move down, we really don't have something solid there. And but we'll take half, half the glass being full rather than, nothing there. But, so far, rates moving down are a little bit of a reprieve, but as we've already covered, the markets are just kind of marking time, continue to mark time. I'll just take a peek around before we get to SPX. So we look around large caps, mid caps, small caps, regional banks, so on and so forth. And so mid caps broke lower yesterday. Not much going on there. Semiconductors just flip-flopping around here. No big deal. Set an alert above here, set an alert down there. Keep the powder dry, so to speak. Don't get beat up. Internet, up near all-time highs, chopping back and forth, but whippy and erratic, gap reversals, overlapping bars, more of the same. IWM, I like to look at the ETF, within a trading range here. So it's up a little bit. It's into this unfilled gap below the 20 and the 50, with the 50 declining. You see the cursor on the 65-minute chart over there. So trading range, not an attractive pattern either. Qs, big gap reversal yesterday, gapping up a little bit into the congestion. So if it could go sideways here for a day or two, and today's Thursday, maybe Friday, you know, what the bottom line is, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's what this chart displays. All of these gaps and wide bars and tails and overlapping mess communicates a belief that it'll all be okay. That's why the red bars are over here are being, for the most part, ignored. And the dips and even significant gaps are being bought. Now, we know that there was news items here. It's a news-driven market. So as much as things are improving a bit, look, some other news could come out and drive it lower or up. So things will eventually change. Yeah, KRE. And I say that because I've been through this before, maybe not exactly the same. And I know it's frustrating. You got to be patient. Sometimes it's just, you just start besides scratching your head and when will it end? And believe me, it will at some point. And if you don't keep some sanity for yourself, you will not. You just won't see it coming when it happens. And so yesterday's gap down on a big red green bar there. It's stabilizing. I can't cut it any which other way other than to just point out what's continuing to go on. So that's the factory work. You continue to do it as much as it's frustrating. If you don't continue to do it, you won't see it coming when it happens, when it resolves itself. I'm looking at the 13-week. I mentioned this in the green room on this day. It was interesting. Why is that moving up? Well, it's moving up because there is this belief, what this fella said, Ferguson was telling me, that maybe they'll have to increase if this inflation doesn't subside. And these markets, these intermarket relationships tell us what others are thinking. So this was going down for the longest time. They're going to cut, they're going to cut, they're going to cut, they're cutting, they're cutting, they're cutting, they're going to cut more. Now we're not so sure. They're going to cut. Now it's moving up a little bit. Yet they still believe by the dip. So while those things are in opposition of each other, it's just we wait. How many more times can I repeat it? That is just what we have to do right now, right? So SPY is opening right where it is. Yesterday's high within that mess of overlapping bars to the left. And SPX, look here. So we know it's opening up here. Said yesterday's strike, the downside was the no-brainer. And let's see where today brings us. Up quite a bit, of course, makes sense after yesterday's up day. And it's up here. Now, what I want to see, and I haven't looked at the numbers yet, what I want to see is a strike above 6,100. Let's see if we're going to get our wish. Close. So that large difference, well, 6,105. All right. 61 is probably okay, but let's see if the markets move up and we can get 6,105. Because anytime you can get above a whole number, better. The downside, let's say the markets go down, this should drop. But the good thing about this one is it's below 6,000. And I've mentioned numerous times that 6,000 has been the line in the sand or the battleground uh, for bulls and bears, and you see how that held yesterday. So look forward to seeing how today resolves itself. All yours, Dan.
Yeah, hey Greg, I'm gonna be very distracted here. I got major internet problems and I'm on with this frigging chat robot that's telling me don't hang up. Um, so I'm gonna be in slow motion here. No idea how annoying this is. Trying to get a real person on the phone at Comcast is like winning the lottery ticket. They just do not want to be helpful. But they'll take my $265 a month. Oh, sorry. So annoyed at them right now.
I don't know if you're still there. If you want me to display charts while you talk.
But yeah, I told you I'm going back and forth here. I got to chat with these clowns. And the emitter, I think it said not alarm go for some reason. Bring that. The lure alarm, that's a little guy I'm watching here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go right to earnings. Let's see, these might have gone up today. TXT, we're still short with a break-even stop. Charlie Mike. We actually shorted that yesterday, so that's going against us on that up alarm. CSTM, we're short with a break-even stop. Mondelez, we're in trail mode. That looks fantastic. MXF, we're in trail mode. That was another up alarm. That's Mexico ETF, Bark. I nibbled on this yesterday, but I got an alarm up here. Another little downside shakeout, breakout pattern. Let's go to earnings now. Yeah, I did not go through these because of problems with the internet. Hood. It's been on a tear ever since this downside shakeout. These clowns. You know what she just told me down on this personal chat? Oh, maybe my problem with my hardwired internet that I paid $265 highest speed pay capable is a network congestion. So I just had to blasted her for what a stupid answer that was. Cisco. Wow, that's a big gap on the Cisco kid, but no pattern. Gapping down, no pattern, no pattern, pattern, no pattern. See, I usually do this myself, pre-market, I weed these out. All right, this one, F-SLY, we actually did an 8-7 put spread, so this is gapping against us. So my goal is going to be to try to get out on a bounce. We sold them for 21. Um, now she's saying she's going to update my modem so I won't have these problems again. Yeah, right. Needs my digital consent. All right, so that I'll be monitoring. And we actually, this TTD, we did a short um strangle. We sold the 100 puts way down here in the 145s. And these, that's a nasty gap down for what I thought was a real company. So that's a, that's a problem. So I'm just gonna deal with it and look to sell calls on a bounce. MGM, I said, was a bottoming pattern. If it could get above this, but the gap's too big. And now they're wanting to upsell me some more products. All right, so that MGM is bullish, but excessive. Nothing to do there. 38, maybe call spread. EIX, well, that's beat up. Could be a 30-minute high. That's a nice clean Climo, daily and weekly.
So far, markets are consolidating near the high of that whippy move.
The diamonds broke
Not so
out.
sure where they're going to go.
TXG, man, that's a big gap. That's worse than our TTD. What percentage wise? Southeast alarm just went off. It's a 1, 2, 3. This looks great. She says my hardwired internet been out for 2 hours is due to network congestion, hardware problems, software glitches, and so on. Sam, I will pay you $100 to take this problem off my hands. All right, so Southeast looks fantastic as a new trade idea. Let's put that here in the bottom right. Network. No pattern. ALB, Climo. That could be a Climo. ASPM, that would have been a bottoming pattern, but for the ugly gap down. Look at bottom right, Southeast moving. ARR bottoming pattern, but it's gapping down. All right. So I did not get through all these earnings, obviously. So if you ask me specific ones, I'm not in my normal full attention here. All right, Fizzler low alarm. We're short the stock and short call spreads. So that's a good alarm. Reset it lower. 157.
Looking at Tesla as a possible day trade, it gapped up to resistance intraday. Obviously, in the downtrend, it started bottoming 2 days ago. We can go sideways at this resistance. It's going down right now, but if it comes back up, which what I'm watching is too early, above that, I'll go long. And you can use TSLL to leverage. I wasn't sure you mentioning CMCI. I don't know what to do with that. Had a strong move up off of the low, and yeah,
On the leads up alarm, keys ripping here. Diamond's CWM weak. I don't have many alarms. I'm going through focusing on the alarms right now. Wow, Greg, the TTD, look at that, like, that's nasty gap against us.
It happens. I'm in the TSLL. I share sized it below yesterday's low for a starter position. SMHs are strong, healthcare is weak, XLF gap and down on support. XLI down. We're just looking at 5-minute charts. XLE down. XBI gap reversal down. ITA down. SMH is strong. Do an iron condor on a SMCI. Well, any credit spreads is about how far away you can get in time to expiration, Joe. You know, if you could do a call spread maybe above 50 and the put spread closer to that support, I doubt you're going to get it for Friday. You probably have to go out to next week. Credit spreads are simple. You know, where are the prices? What's the trend? Where's support and resistance? How far away can you get from the current prices? And what's the time to expiration? And if it doesn't meet what you want, don't do it. And you know, even when there's premium far away, that's ridiculous. Crazy shit can happen, with earnings stuff. Look at this TTD. That's crazy. Crazy happens. And so when we go through these things and we discuss, about that strangle, it's like, okay, what's the, predicted, move based on, I guess, with the black shoals or whatever. And I mean, it's like, I think more than double.
Yeah, we could calculate it easy, but I think worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. But this market is insane. Markets, and generally, things are getting weaker. SMH is super strong. Mags are strong too. I don't know which ones. I guess Tesla. And I'm not looking at the others, but Mags on a 5-minute chart is a bullish wide range bar. So far, an inside bar with little under 2 minutes to go. So it could set up as a 1, 2, 3. Russell getting knocked back down. So what is strong? SMH. My charts are up, by the way, folks. Anybody wants to look? Oh, I guess Intel, maybe it is going to get bought, huh? Who knows? You, nothing. And nothing. Nvidia, nothing. Ucom, nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. See, what's that is sorted by strongest. Intel moving semiconductors on its own. Nasty reversal down on the Qs. This OQRVO. I would watch that to see. Look at the intraday here. I would watch that to see if it continues to bottom here, maybe for tomorrow. Bitcoin moving lower. Spiders coming into the gap fill. This TTD disaster. This is a guess. If it gets above the opening price, which is the high of the day, I think gap traders will give it a shot on the long side. I'm not sure what your Bitcoin related lower. Well, not that one, that BITB. It could, if it breaks yesterday's low, yeah. See, I put GBTC in my chart there, so just an inside bar there so far. You can keep an eye on them. I guess they're going to move together. So, Shu, on that, if I hope I'm saying your name right, the SMCI, the way it went up prior to, I guess if you're saying it released the 10K today or yesterday, it must have went up, I would assume, on the anticipation of the 10K coming out. And somebody on the inside had information suggesting it was.
Greg, I'm chatting with them, but look, I got an alarm on your XMTR that we're already in, but we've been watching it as an ad.
And a bot can keep talking to you that much. Usually with those bot things, after the initial couple of comments, it's just you go nowhere, and then you got to give you a live person.
No, this one, I was talking to the bot for an hour and I finally got a real person, but on text. They won't speak to you. It's text support. So no, I've been yelling at this woman. She's charging me another $25 a month because she's claiming I had network connection. I mean network backlog. And
What's
You,
that? How's that your fault?
you have no idea how fucking pissed I am. I just told her. She says, as an aside, I'm going to give you a credit of $10 for your aggravation. I said I would have paid $1,000 to prevent this aggravation. You are a monopoly, so I have no choice, unfortunately. I said, you have me on a sinking ship right now, so charge me whatever you want. But it's ridiculous that you want to charge me to update the modem when it worked fine before yesterday.
So is that your modem or their modem?
Theirs, I rent it from them, exactly.
They want to charge you?
Yeah, so I'm yelling at the
That's
woman.
crazy, yeah. I mean, I've had modems, get quirky and they come and they put a new one in.
Yeah, Alex, it took me an hour to talk, getting through their robots just to talk to a woman on text messaging. They do not want to talk to you on the telephone.
Yeah.
Everything's go to the website and figure it out yourself. So this is the best they offer. Talk to a
And,
damn support lady through chat.
and you should appreciate that, or they'll just cut you off.
All right, hey, we just made our first target on NOW on that little blip down.
What do you think about it's not my wheelhouse, so to speak, but a put spread on Tesla expiring tomorrow, like 3:30.
I almost considered that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a Climo.
Now it's traded above prior bars high.
Well, of course, if there's any juice, without a doubt.
Well, 3:30 is 85, 84, 85.
Well, tell
You
me what
have
a
to,
spread
you
is.
ha- yeah, you gotta go 10 wide to get like 50 cents. That's not maybe a little less, not terrible for, you know, 2 days. Spiders, nice one, bullish 180. Same thing, different day. Buy the nasty dip.
Hey, Greg, I had this as a 1, 2, 3 watch. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I guess so. See, this market won't go down.
Wow, PBI was an earning stock yesterday. Remember, I kept it on my list. Nothing blasted today, so yeah, S block is still posted. Oh, it triggered. Okay, yeah, S block triggered. Let me post it.
WM came back too. I mean, the daily charts are still what they were. So, Sam, the discussion that we did last week on the McClellan and the advanced declines and all that stuff, the McClellan went under zero yesterday. I don't know that it's going to stay under zero since we'll see what today's data is, but they're hovering above zero, and now it went below zero yesterday. You had that chart where there has been below zero, more negative price action. Bitcoin flipped back up. Just just a mess. TTD, it's still below the open, but it is not going lower for the moment. I mean, it's got a huge void, of course, because of the gap. So you want to give it a shot as a day trade above the open, stop below the low of the day. I'm curious, Dan. Could a put spread like down below current prices be possible? Not that much juice for $80.
Of course it's possible. Why? I don't understand the
I'm
question.
just, I mean, like when I say that, just meaning, is it possible that there's premium there to do it? No, and it's not far enough away. I don't think it's far enough away.
And I have my annual physical today at 11:15. Can't wait to see what my blood pressure is going to be today.
Hey, it's not the end of the world. It's just a sucky thing. So Tesla is struggling at 350 bucks, and it popped above it. It's doing pretty good, but those half and whole numbers tend to, be stall points. So far it's holding up there. If it can get through that, it could really start to fly. Well, let's take a look. So even if you're not trading options, this is valuable information. I imagine that the open interest is probably pretty big there. Well, relative to other strikes. And you can see 42,000 contracts at 350. Betting it's going to go up. All right. So if it goes in the money, it should start to pick up some steam to the upside. Right. Always the big if word. And so much lower volume on the put side, very low. Right. Volume there and down below, relatively speaking. Right. There's some at 340, but you can see the 350 calls, you know, 44,000. They keep buying them. This comes down to the price action. So we just see what happens here. Open interest, you're saying? 42,000 is today's volume, Joe. You can look at my screen. Volume, 44,800. The open interest, which was yesterday, was 24 contracts. But now that it's gapped up, a lot of people are thinking it's going to go up. Those contracts are going to expire tomorrow. So, just one piece of information. It doesn't mean it's got to go up, but somebody thinks it's going to go up. And, if the markets will start going up, that'll certainly be of a help. And I'll just put this down here for the moment. You know, generally, market's just flip-flopping around here, but I threw mags in the bottom there. Amazon week. Meta holding its own after the gap down. Netflix still a monster. Nvidia coming on a 5-minute chart. I haven't looked at it yet, and there's no turn, but Caterpillar is down on major support after a large drop. That might stabilize in this area for a put spread in the coming days. CAT. The XMTR is hovering. It looks like it's going to break over that pivot high. It's moved up to it on the daily time frame. Looks really good.
There, look at southeast. That was a nice 15-minute base. It's moving.
The spread on that can be kind of wide for that stock, for that price stock. Oh, it's like 23 cents right now, but sometimes it'll be close to 50 cents. So just think about it. Think the market's going to crack at all with these semiconductors acting the way they are. I mean, they're not doing anything here, but financials are holding up. So if they start to move up, the S&P is going to move up, but they're just sitting there doing nothing inside the first 5-minute bars range. KRE is doing nothing. It's kind of near the low of the day. XLE is coming back off below. Give me a sec here. Riders up, cues up.
I like the cues the best if you want a new swing long here.
Hell no.
Why?
Oh, because the daily chart's still a freaking mess. Not a swing pattern. I mean, it's right at that pivot high. Market's retarded. And like this XMTR, that's a beautiful daily pattern. It dipped and came back up. I just, the way this looks, assuming it holds on to the gain, it certainly looks like it can go high. It'll go higher to the pivot, but you know, I got to put the stop under yesterday's low, and that doesn't seem, the R to R isn't worthwhile. I have to have something to believe that it's going to make new all-time highs, and I just don't know.
Another bat 2-1 idea. They gave me mine on here. No.
Thought this TTD would get above the open, but no. Numbers must have been atrocious, Dan. That's like new day's high.
Still 1, 2, 3. If it closes like this. 3602. Just leave it. Yeah, nice move there. No trip. Oh, that stopped yesterday.